All right, let's get this thing kicked off. So, first of all, apologies, and hopefully everybody's eardrums are okay. I know there's a bit of a mixed feeling towards the music that we play here during the calls, but you know, it's tradition now, so here we are. Just a heads up. What we are doing today with the GMR Trust, we are going to talk about basically what this means for the project, what's changed, what hasn't changed, and how we feel this is going to be something that's going to help the project kick on as we move towards the future of the project. Move towards the future of the project. Can you move away from the future of the project? I don't think so. Okay. Anyway, so sticking to my day job. So first of all, I want to start by congratulating the moderators who took up those roles. The white paper has been updated now, so I want to welcome Fithos, Frank, Ultimo, and Bestmark to the GMR Trust. So for those of you who have been sleeping under a rock this week, Fithos is now going to be acting as our marketing lead. So he will be our trust appointee representing marketing. Frank will be taking on communications lead. Ultimo will be taking on community lead. Bestmark will be taking on operations lead. And the treasury reporter is currently unoccupied. So we do still have some opportunity here to actually bring someone in from the community to join the GMR Trust. Obviously, everyone on the trust is from the community already anyway. It's just these people have obviously taken the additional responsibility in the past of becoming a moderator too. So I'm super happy for what this means. I think this is something from myself that I've been trying to see delivered pretty much from the beginning, but for various reasons, I have had other priorities, or the projects have just not been the right sentiment. Whatever the reason, it's just not something we've been able to get done. So finally having this in place is super important for me. So first of all, there are two appointees who will actually have control over the way we spend money on the GMR project, which I think for the community is one of the most important things. So the benefit of having a trust, the reason we have a trust in the first place, is to provide transparency in the project, which I think has been sorely missed, to give clear lines of communication, no fog, no haze, no delays in finding out vital information that people want to know, which we've had trouble with in the past. In fact, we've had trouble with it even as recent as this last month when it comes to staking, for example. So there'll be more news on staking in a little while, but let me just spend a moment talking about the trust. So what this means is I have trust members who volunteer, by the way, so I do ask that people be patient. There's going to be a learning curve involved. These people are dedicating their spare time to the project. We do hope that this becomes a more permanent situation. We hope that these roles become paid full-time occupations as the project grows. But right now, we're at the very beginning. So my request to the community is just to show a little bit more patience as we move through this process. I know you guys have been super patient over the years, so I'm just asking just for a little bit more, just to allow these guys to get off to a good start. Obviously, over the next few weeks, as these new trust members begin to understand their authority within the trust and their ability to execute on their charge, then you'll start to understand how this is going to benefit us. So if it's not immediately obvious to you now why this is a good thing, my advice is to head over to the white paper, and there is a section on the GMR Trust that will hopefully give you an idea of what these guys are going to be doing. We have some trust members in the chat with us today, but I don't want to throw them in the deep end and ask them to come and explain themselves. But they are here, they are around if you want to reach out to them, do so. But over the next few weeks, hopefully you're going to start to see how this is a real benefit. And the first thing that I think is going to be noticeable is that there's clear lines now of communication. So if it's something you want to understand in terms of our capacity to deliver new products, not right away, of course. Mark is going to need time to understand this, but Mark will understand that and why things are the way that. And I don't just mean in terms of development, by the way. Operations can be in terms of investments, delivery of products. It can be absolutely anything, and Mark will do great at that, I know. Fithos will obviously be taking the lead on marketing. So obviously, again, I just need to keep stressing that these guys are obviously, first of all, they're volunteering. Second of all, they're coming in at a time of intense pressure. So I'll bring it a bit closer, Frank, hopefully that it's not cutting out. But the basic thrust of the point I'm trying to make is that we want to allow the trust members the time to get into their role, and then the benefits hopefully will become clear. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If this is still becoming an issue, please let me know. Okay. I'm going to quit and rejoin. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that's a bit better. And no, yes, it takes more than a bad connection to push me out of the project, sir. So how is this? Are you hearing me okay? I'm just going to hang fire. Yep, okay. Okay, good. Fithos, Frank, how about you guys for the moment? Okay, good. All right, okay. So hopefully we can move forward. Andy, don't worry, my internet is fine, I think. Although I might be due an upgrade on the phone. I'm on the Pixel 6, so it's quite a few years old now. So I'm going to blame the connection on my phone and not the internet. Yeah, I saw the Pixel 10, Frank. It looks pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to assume, unless somebody says otherwise, that I'm okay to continue. I'll give it a moment, give it a beat for you guys to drop in complaints. Okay, good. Okay, so without further ado, all I wanted to say was that this trust for me is the culmination of a vision that I've had for a long time. So what's changing is that we're going to have dedicated points of contact for the various different aspects of the project. It's something that's been sorely missed, and especially whilst Ryan's been sick, it's been really difficult for the community to watch the project coast along and this new setup forward and not have to rely on a single point of contact for the project to move forward. So what's not changing is my role. I am still the lead developer on the project. I will probably be working quite close with all the trust members for sure in the first few months as they begin to feel out their role. Obviously, I'm the person who is primarily going to be getting access for them to the relevant parts of the project, along with Ryan. And I will also probably be working quite closely with Mark as I bring him up to speed with how operations even work on the project. So I have the utmost confidence in these guys that this is going to work amazing. So what's not changing is my role. Also, what's not changing is Ryan's role. He's going to remain CEO. He has his faults, which we've in the past in moments here and there. But at the end of the day, the idea behind the trust is not to push anyone out, not least Ryan, is to provide a space. Okay, I'm just going to hold fire for a moment. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Mark, what's happening is that you're, so like you'll say something and then it'll stop for a second and then it's like, it tries to catch up. So you'll be like, oh, hi, my name is Mark I don't know. It's weird.
All right. So I will try to connect on a different device. Give me a moment, guys. I will be back. Okay. Do we have a better connection right now?
Sounds like it. And you sound better too.
All right. I stuck my headphones on and connected to my laptop instead of my phone. Okay. Typically, I find that the laptop is a problem, not the phone, but never mind. Here we are. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. Smoother. Yes, I came back as Michael Jackson. Sorry. Okay. No. So as I mentioned earlier, the idea is not to push anybody out. The idea is to create a more stable foundation for the project. You see, I can see the beams coming through. It was a mistake. Oh, it looks like we've got somebody sharing a video. Cool. Okay. All right, guys. So what I would like to also say, wow, this is super distracting.
How come? My son.
I know, he's cool. I think it's a bit of everything, dude. All right. So I'm gonna continue talking. I'm just gonna explain what's going on, and then we can move forward. Okay, so we talked about what the GMR Trust aims to do. We talked about what's not changing. We've talked about the stuff that is changing. Before I invite Frank to talk, I think he is more than happy to for now. I want to just also make a quick point that from next Monday up until comms, community, and marketing get a chance to actually create something like a schedule of some sort, we will continue to do this until then. I'm not going to go away, so I will continue to join calls. I will continue to be part of the marketing community section. Schedule. I'll be part of that. But we will continue to do this call until those guys have a chance to actually create a schedule that works for them. So there's that. So from next Monday, we'll go back to our regular AMAs. So this week is a little bit different. You feel free to ask questions in the chat. There's not so much a focus on AMA today, but from next week there will be. Additionally, in terms of staking, so I got a chance to sit down with Ryan and he had a chat with the Decubate team today. Now, there was a miscalculation at the start of the staking contract. I can't remember now whether it was from the migration or from the initial staking setup. Apologies, it slipped my mind. But there was a miscalculation in terms of the allocation required. So there's a shortfall, and that's what's causing the withdrawals to fail. So I just want to be clear, this is being refueled. So by the end of this week, this will be refueled. So withdrawals will be able to continue from the end of this week. I will communicate the schedule with operations and marketing and comms so that we are all on the same page. But that's what the issue is. I do apologize that it took so long to get to the bottom of this. It wasn't something that I had prioritized, which was a mistake on my behalf. But Ryan was able to clarify with the Decubate team what's actually been going on. And we now have a solution in place to refuel the contract. So apologies for those who've been affected. Hopefully we can move on from that and get that sorted. All right, so now is the section where I would like to invite Frank. Maybe I would say introduce yourself, Frank, but I think people know who you are by now. But maybe you could speak a little bit about what you hope for the trust, for yourself, and how this might benefit the project.
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Frank. No, but okay. So yeah, there's been a lot going on lately. We have had our fair share of problems over the years. Seems like everything sort of came to a head recently, and I think that this trust is a good way to sort of settle things down. So, as Mark has pointed out in the past, this eliminates single points of failure for anybody who can't be around at one point or another. Somebody else can take up the slack. As far as what I'll be doing, it'll just be what you're used to from me in the past. We'll see the podcasts return, maybe starting in a monthly format, and just being the general voice of what's going on around town here. And that's about it. I don't know. that's all I got for now. I'm sure we'll work on some more ideas and come up with some exciting stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. And hey, IT Weblord, I just want to say your son looks cool. I hope I didn't come across rude just now. Anyway, yeah, I'm super excited too, Frank. And I think bringing back some kind of monthly podcast would be an awesome thing. I'm really excited to see not just the stuff you do, but also the way Ultimo, dropping olives in the kitchen, the way Ultimo is able to kind of actually step into a more kind of official role within the community. I think we all know all the faces in here now, and we all know that if anyone in the community deserves the kind of recognition, I think Ultimo is definitely the guy. So I'm super excited for that. I'm super happy to have Bestmark back in the business. Fithos, we all know, and I'm super excited to see how he executes on some of the stuff he's already shared with us. Like we've been chatting for a little while now, a little longer than you guys probably would have wanted as we got to the bottom of this. But it's been really useful for me to take my time with this to make sure we get the right people in the right place. From my side, super excited, really looking forward to getting stuck in. And the only thing left is the Treasury Reporter. So if you head to the white paper, you will see an outline of what these roles do, including the Treasury Reporter. So the idea is we now have multi-signature wallets for both the marketing and the development fees. So as you know, every time transactions, percentage goes to those wallets. Well, they got reassigned today to the multi-signature safes. So what this means is every time fees generate, this goes straight into a wallet that is, it's actually a safe, but for the purpose of this, a wallet that has to be approved for any transactions that are made from it. And one of the confirmers, I'm one of the signers, the moderator in charge of marketing and the moderator in charge of operations are the other signers. So if we want to spend tokens on anything, it has to be approved by at least 2 or 3 signers. So myself, the moderator, and the CEO. And I am acting as a neutral cosign. So, but basically what it means is that each time a moderator wants to spend funds and they propose the transaction, they sign the transaction, and then provided that is an obviously harmful transaction, I will sign with the moderator. The benefit of this is there's not, again, a single point of failure. Additionally, there is transparency, and also no one person can do anything that is seen as nefarious. The purpose of the Treasury Reporter is basically to just keep tabs on the transactions. It's a largely ceremonial role, if you like, an informational role. The idea of the Treasury Reporter, and it may grow over time, but it's to monitor the transactions across all our contracts, because we're going to bring all our contracts into multi-signature controlled situations over time. Right now, it's just the fee wallets. But the idea is that all the transactions will be will definitely be reported by the Treasury Reporter. So I will work with the person who eventually takes that role to explain how and where the report should be made. But yeah, it's essentially just to keep everyone honest and to provide an additional layer of transparency within the project. So I will share tomorrow a pathway for applications so that you guys, if you're interested, can do so. Okay, so that's about it. I'm not going to be spending too much time doing an AMA today because I think in terms of the general project, there's not been a lot of movement in the last week beyond setting up the trust and the safes. And the only other big ticket item was the staking situation. So hopefully that's been clarified. And by the time we talk on Monday, when we get back to our regular schedule, which will likely change as the other guys get on with creating new schedules. But we will get back to regular AMS. So thank you guys. Thank you to the new trust members. Thank you, Frank, for chatting today. Thank you guys for joining, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.